a lot of people don't see it. I see it. I see it. I've seen it. A lot of people out there, I know a lot of you out there, you see it. But a lot of people are not seeing it. What is it? It is what Cardano has accomplished. It is what Cardano is about to accomplish. It is the growth of Cardano and its ecosystem and the blockchain itself. Next phase approaching. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the like button on the way in. This is a Cardano video. We're definitely going to talk about the charts. We're going to dig into the charts. This is a weekly. There's some things I want to talk about that is really, it really integrates with the intro and with what I'm saying about seeing it, noticing it. I don't get. Okay, I can understand how some people might not see what Cardano's accomplished or where it's going, but I don't get, and I was thinking about this earlier, I don't get why so many people, like, they have such an emotional hate towards Cardano. I don't know how it's possible to have a feeling of hate or animosity towards a blockchain and technology. It's kind of weird to me. But there's a lot of people out there that just they're not seeing it, or they're even a step further, they're really not liking it, right? And we see that. But let's talk about what I'm even talking about. Right? And I just tweeted this a little bit ago. I said Cardano, top 10 ecosystem, over 100 exchanges, 2 million people, 2 million assets issued, Byron to Shelley to Gogan successfully, hundreds of billions of dollars moved in 2021, 130 academic papers. And this was a short clip from an interview that I did with Charles Hoskinson. Many of you might have seen it. And it was him going over all these bullet points. I asked him about the progress of Cardano over like the last 4 years, and these are some things that he mentioned, and these things are a huge reason, foundational to what really captured my interest about Cardano. And I think it's so important as we look at these charts, as we look at price, as we're wondering, well, what in the world is going on with Cardano? It's down over the last few months. What is happening? I think it is so important to understand these points right here and the growth and the accomplishments and the progress of Cardano and what is about to happen. Because these things right here that you see on the screen, they're a foundation being built. So what is a foundation? A foundation is something at the beginning. It's something at the beginning. Something's being built. This is foundational to what Cardano is about to do, right? And so the reason why that point is important is because that's how early we are. We're still in those early phases of building, right? And so a lot of it is illustrated on these charts. I do a lot of technical analysis. I'm a chart person. I like to follow price, obviously. But a lot of what we're talking about here, the Shelley hard fork, and we're looking at the staking mechanism. We're looking at Mary hard fork with the multi-asset ledger. We're talking about Alonzo and the smart contracts coming into play. You can see Cardano going up with that. And we talk about that. I've had these green rectangles, I don't even know how long, so long, been tracking this, right? This story of Cardano. And we know that there's these volatile moves after these events happen, and we're in one right now. But there's a bigger picture going on right now, everyone. And I don't know if you're interested in Cardano. I don't know what your outlook is on crypto in general. But for me, when I'm looking at projects, I like to see them doing something, right? And I like to see them undervalued at the same time. And I think Cardano is one of those, right? So this is what we're looking at. Let's pivot to the charts and how this all intersects with the charts. If we open up the weekly, this is something I want to talk about. And I know I've been talking about this a lot. I want to talk about it from a different perspective, which is this. You know, I've been talking about this consolidation range on the slower moving momentum oscillator, the RSI here in the middle of the screen, just consolidating around this, just above the red line there. We've been here before. COVID swing low, right? Big downtrend back here in 2019. Bear market low back in 2018. We've been here before. The opportunity from just a charting perspective, from just this indicator, the risk reward has shifted to be more conservative. It's a little less risky, right? You don't want to buy a crypto when it's like overbought. You want to start buying it when it's oversold, and especially when you have historical analysis to back that up. There's no guarantees. This is just data, right? We don't know. Cardano could very well go lower. We have targets lower, so be prepared for that. But right now, Cardano on this chart, which I've been talking about, is in this area, and it's a really good opportunity, right? To really start thinking about accumulation, at the very least thinking about it. But I wanted to take this a step further in this video, and I wanted to mention something in regards to this data that I've not mentioned previously. At least I don't think I've mentioned it, which is this. We're at this area that we've been at before. But check this out. If you even go back to the last time Cardano was at this area, the COVID swing low, 2020, there's something really glaring on the screen, glaringly obvious. This swing low was before even Shelley and the staking mechanism, right? So the last time Cardano was like this oversold was actually before a staking mechanism even came into play. And we're talking about Cardano around 2 cents, right? And then prior to that, same story. I mean, these previous swing lows, Cardano was like in the 3 to 4 cent range. All the way back here, the bear market low, Cardano was up here in the 2 cent range. So all of these other areas, when Cardano was in the same range on this RSI, this right around that red line, Cardano, none of this stuff had happened yet. We're talking about Shelley, Mary, Alonzo. And then this time, after so much consolidation and months of grueling pain, I know, I get it. It's been tough to track Cardano right now. After all of that has happened, Cardano has come down and is consolidated in the same range, and Cardano is at $1.18 this time. Not 2 cents, not 4 cents. It's at $1.18. On the macro level, I can't even tell you. I want to tell you. This is what makes me so bullish on Cardano. It's just that. It's not even complicated to understand. And if you open up this chart and we're looking at upside potential, we see $500 billion market cap. Ethereum has visited that area, right? We have $1 trillion market cap for Cardano. I'm talking about long term here, but the upside potential for Cardano is incredible right now. And you pair that up with what it's accomplished and the foundation that has been built now. It's big. It is big time in my opinion. I just saw this tweet. Great moves from Cardano. Thanks, Simon, for tweeting this. You tagged me in this. Never lose sight of where ADA's going. Dan, worth a read, my friend. Here's the article he posted. Third major 2022 milestone. Total number of Cardano transactions surpassed 30 million. The network is growing, everyone. Look at this chart. This is the total number of transactions on Cardano network. And you can see it's kind of going back to the beginning of 2022. It's just growing. And smart contracts are in play now too. And so we're seeing all these DeFi projects begin to launch, deploy, and they're continuing to be built. There's innovation taking place. And then chain activity, I just wanted to mention this. You look at this, Ethereum over here with transaction volume of $9.67 billion. Well, Cardano right behind it at 9.44 billion. So essentially almost the same transaction volume in the last 24 hours. And if you look, I don't know if you can see this in the side of my screen or not, the fees to the right. Fees for Ethereum with just over 9 billion in transaction volume, $36 million. Fees for Cardano, $57,000 for around the same, just slightly under the same transaction volume. That is no hate on Ethereum. I don't want to see Ethereum fail. And I'm rooting for everybody that's invested in Ethereum. I'm rooting for everybody in crypto. But that data, that makes me bullish. That is something to pay attention to. And this is early stage Cardano right now. This is early stage Cardano. I tweeted like yesterday, and it got some feedback. I think ADA will flip Ethereum in market cap. And this is just one reason why. I think Cardano is doing so much to solve so many challenges in the crypto space, in the blockchain space, that Ethereum, quite frankly, has not solved just yet. And Cardano just getting started. So let's start zooming in on the charts. Let's start zooming in on the technical analysis here. This is ADA on the daily chart. This is what just happened. And this is partly a case for Cardano continuing to the downside, which is this. We have this 50-day moving average, the blue line that you see, Cardano just failing. It very quickly got above, but it didn't see any support above that 50-day back here, and that was in November. And then it failed at resistance right here in December. Same thing like November. In January, it got above, but again, we were waiting for that pullback to the 50-day to see if there was support. Guess what? There was not the bullish confirmation of support. Cardano very quickly failed back below. And now just again, yesterday, Cardano failing at the 50-day moving average. There's still quite a case for Cardano to make the move through that 50-day moving average. Part of that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is above its own 50-day moving average. If we see continuation for Bitcoin, there is a case where, yes, Cardano got some initial rejection. It's consolidating. And then we get the move, the blast off to the upside. And this is something we've been talking about on this YouTube channel. This is from February 1st. Around 8 days ago, we were tracking this symmetrical triangle on the 6-hour chart for Cardano. You can see it's $1.08 at the time. Right now, you can see it, Cardano at $1.18. It has broken out of the symmetrical triangle, and we saw that resistance. Here's the 6-hour chart, but we saw the resistance around $1.25. On the daily, that is right around, this is $1.24-ish at the 50-day moving average. We saw the resistance happen. So going back to the 6-hour chart, we're still continuing to monitor, to watch. There's no way anybody across YouTube, across Twitter can tell you what direction is next for crypto, for Cardano included. All we can do is guess. But most importantly, all we can do is prepare. Cardano's made the breakout. We know that pullbacks, or we should say throwbacks, can happen to those patterns. We know that's true. We follow Bolkowski on the patternsite.com and his data all the time. But if Cardano does make that move, right, we're getting a little pullback of consolidation. If it makes that move to the upside, we're back above this trend line we've been tracking. And by the way, that's a confluent resistance area that Cardano also hits along with the 50-day moving average right there. And that was right around $1.20, 25, 26 area, that lower trend line. That lower trend line on the 6-hour chart, guess what? Look, my chart is missing. Let me go to the daily chart. This is the lower trend line. It goes back a year. That is a huge area of resistance. Cardano hit it confluent with that blue line, the 50-day moving average. Going back to the 6-hour chart, this is what it looks like. There's a case for Cardano to fail here to continue down to its target of 80 cents that we've been tracking. But I should say this. If Bitcoin does its thing above its own 50-day moving average and continues to the upside, Cardano very likely to do the same. And we will once again be in a situation where we're tracking Cardano to see if we can see support above that confluent area. Could that be a confluent support area for Cardano, right around that 50-day moving average, $1.24, to the lower trend line, zoomed out on the charts like $1.28. But that whole range right there, will we be able to track that as a support area for this bullish reversal for Cardano? This is what I'm watching. All I know is as a person out here in crypto, just like you, I'm just ready, everybody. I'm ready for the 80-cent target. I'm ready and more excited for a breakout to the upside, for a reversal in this long-term trend. I mean, we could be doing a video soon where we're tracking maybe a potential inverse head and shoulders, right? For this breakout target to the $2 plus range. Like, we could be talking about these things, but I do these videos so often because I just want to be prepared for all of these things. And every step of the way, I just want to try and be prepared for those scenarios so that I can leave emotion out of it, because this game it can be very emotional, especially when you're involved in crypto YouTube, crypto Twitter. It gets crazy. This is a crazy, crazy space to be in. So these are my thoughts on Cardano, just all around price, but maybe more importantly, the fundamentals of it and what it's doing, because in the long term, that means so much to what Cardano is about to do next, both technically, fundamentally, and price-wise. So these are my thoughts, everybody. I appreciate you for coming by, for watching in these crazy times of consolidation, these crazy dip times. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.